Namaste and welcome, beloved. I'm going to do this real quick. So much joy when you follow Jesus, and he says, do a review on Joker. So I have no idea what the review is going to be. I guess it's Jesus's review on the Joker movie. It is a movie about perfect innocence and seeing that perfect innocence, that it's all a dream. I'm going to do this real quick. So much joy when you follow Jesus, and he said, just listening to what Jesus says, this beautiful light training, to really listen deeply at that voice for God. That movie's really about the whole play of consciousness, the completion. Now, Jesus is promising completion. And when you watch that movie with him, he's going to direct you specifically at what to look at. And we had some beautiful joinings, a beautiful joining after the movie with a whole slew of mighty companions that's on the Joining in Light Brigade, where each being was sharing, here's what Jesus showed me, here's what Jesus showed me. And there's the feedback still coming in, where everyone's seeing the desire for an experience of violence, the desires for experience of being treated unfairly in the world. And how when we watch these movies, the very thing we want to deny is going to come into full awareness so we can look with Jesus. That's all it is. The fear is not looking. The fear is actually not looking with him to say, okay, Jesus, will you show me where I don't want atonement? That's the whole thing. I want a world of limitation and fear. Desired experience for a world of limitation and fear. And what he's offering now is to take us below the fear into desire, the itch for the fear. And this is just getting so many reflections of this, of how Jesus is bringing us deep into the mind with surgical precision when we ask him. And particularly using that joining worksheet that I shared, that I typed, that he dictated. Yes, ask him. You can hear him too. You can look at anything in consciousness with Jesus, with the light within, and know, is this true? Is this true? Even beyond the Course in Miracles. The Course in Miracles is a great start. But if we're not really listening to the voice and following the voice, we can never know what supreme happiness. He's talking supreme happiness. And I saw a little quote by Ken, okay, how's this course different? It's different because a lot of reasons why it's different. He was saying, because it shows the reason for the world is to hide from, and basically hide from God and then project it on our brother. So we won't look to see that the world's an impossible place. Be really beyond that. It's one of the few teachings that actually promises complete health, that the body and pain is not real and it does not need to be experienced, where so many other teachings saying, well, that's what you have to live with and that's just appears in consciousness. If you work with Jesus, he's going to take you underneath all that. Ask him. We're all divine beings. We can hear him. So the pain is not looking with him below the level of awareness and having him pointed out, which he's doing in the light circles, which the beings who are joining together are looking, using that worksheet, and he's just taking them right down to infinite, because underneath it all, there's nothing. And all the kerfuffling and duking it out in consciousness is to deny. The great thing about Joker, he just became what is. And we can't say what is looks like complete happiness, but he knew it was a dream. He saw the play. There was a play in consciousness. And what a great opportunity. I mean, he just so acted on everything he was feeling immediately. You get mad at somebody, and we're doing that in our mind. All the time when we're denying, not listening to Jesus, we're killing our brother with a thought. Which is killing ourselves, the choice to experience death to light, try to kill the light. So it's really helpful, go to the movie as the light and listen to Jesus interpret the whole movie the whole time. It's such great light training. He's saying this is light training. Yes. Saying this is beyond mind training. This is light training, to see that you're light, cease to deny your light, and let me show you where the denials are. Strategic Jesus intervention in the denials of divinity and the speed of the release. And so there's no way the ego can hide out. As soon as we give our mind over to Jesus and we say, show me where the denials are, he's going to point them out so strategically and with surgical precision, so we can look and see where we don't want miracles. Jesus, this is just a reflection of the deep underpinning, what's below the level of awareness, except in Joker's case, he was just fully playing it out. He was fully in the play rather than hiding the desire to kill. He just was fully in this is not what Jesus is recommending. He's just showing us what the underpinning of the subconscious mind really looks like. The desire to experience. And actually, he held no grievance after he was done. It was like, okay, that's done. Yet, unless this is seen as perfect innocence, like you can sit in that movie. I sat there in that movie in total love, like, because it's in purpose. One, it was guided by Jesus. Two, you got Jesus talking to you, explaining the whole thing. Oh my God, you just go mystical. It was like mystical, so much love. Transcending the idea that this is true. Any of this play in consciousness is true. And that it's impossible for the light of divine being to be impacted by anything in form. And just to listen to that voice so carefully. Is that true, Jesus? Is that true, Jesus? What else, Jesus? Where am I in the play of consciousness to say no to divine light? Where's the desire? And when you go directly to desire, do not pass go. It'll take you under any kind of fear, because beings are saying, I feel fear. Go to the desire for the fear experience. Go to the desire with Jesus and say, okay, show me that itch, that wanting to have fear, that wanting of emotions. So rather than saying, okay, I feel sad, go to the desire. I desire an experience of sadness, Jesus, now show me. Show me that desire, and you admit the desire. I admit I want to play like the Joker and go around. I'd really like to, someone laughingly said, you can see where you just want to stick that knife. The objection, so let's just say it seems like, quote unquote, there's violence. If we respond to it, there's a conditioned response, that means we have a desire for an experience of violence. It's not the violence happening on the screen. There's nothing happening on that screen. It's just the desire for the experience. You can ask Jesus. It's the desire to experience something happening in form that's not happening. You can ask Jesus, in the light of divine being, is anything happening? So if there's any kind of contraction when we see something on the screen, that means there's a desire for that experience and that we can look directly. But what we use with the play of consciousness gets involved in, isn't that terrible? Isn't that awful? We're going to set up a whole committee for the prevention of violence. We're going to take guns out of schools. No, it's none of that. That's all a distraction from looking to see below the level of awareness to deny innocence. That there's a desire for an experience that denies perfect innocence. And then we can just look with Jesus. Jesus, where am I denying perfect innocence? And it's very fast, it's very easy. You can join the Joining in Light Brigade, and beings are just joining and just moving through these desires so quickly. It is the speed up. This is the speed up, what he promises here. Working directly with him to find those desires, to release them, and just see how he just, as somebody wrote me today, it blew my mind, these joining sessions, just blew my mind. Exactly. It's going to blow out the idea of a personal identity very quickly, these joinings. So you can have a direct experience that you can talk to Jesus, that he's always available 24/7. And with the Light Brigade, they're going to be brothers available 24/7 for joining to just look at all the denials of divine light. Even the Joker saw that it was a joke in the end. And that's what Jesus wants to show us, that it's one big joke. The Son of God remembered not to laugh. Thus, the Son of God decided to have an experience in which he decided not to laugh. You can ask Jesus, Jesus, did I desire to have an experience in which I desired not to laugh? Can you show me that desire? It'll take you all the way home. Amen.